Right now on Denver 7 News at 6 o'clock, the heat is on across the Front Range.
It is a Denver 7 weather action day with highs around 100 degrees and a heat advisory in place for the metro area. I'll take you through the full forecast coming up.
You may not be excited about the heat, but some local scientists are.
I'm Denver 7's Christian Lopez in Boulder. Why researchers are going by car, bike, and on foot to track just how hot it is.
The January 6th hearings are on summer hiatus after another bombshell primetime session showing never-before-seen video of former President Trump the day after the riot.
And if you broke the law, you can't say that.
This morning, new reaction from a Colorado man who just testified to the committee last week, how he says these public hearings are making a difference in the fight against extremism.
It sounds simple, buy now, pay later, but these services have a lot of fine print, what experts say you need to keep in mind, especially as many of us shop for back to school.
Plus, hanging up on robocalls. The FCC knows we hate them, the particular group the agency is cracking down on right now.
And need a backyard for your best friend? Well, there's an app for that. We're taking a look at the service giving dog lovers some extra cash. But today I would like to rent a pool from someone who has one in their backyard.
Not for the dog.
Yes,
for
no,
you.
just for me. Yes. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Nicole Brady.
And I'm Brian Sanders. Happy Friday to you. The sun is rising over downtown Denver. Look at that. It looks beautiful, but that's going to be bringing some heat. And early, too.
Yeah, take a look at today's highs. You can see a couple spots over 100 already. That will get up to 100 today. Lamar up to 104.
Wow.
And not even much relief in the mountains. Leadville, 73 degrees.
Which sounds really cool compared to 104. We have team coverage this morning. Christian Lopez is in Boulder with scientists tracking some of this heat. Micah Smith is here with a look at the roads. We do want to begin with Katie LaSalle kicking us off with a very hot weekend forecast.
Oh, it's going to be, you saw, near 100 this afternoon here in Denver, and will stay hot on Saturday, but a little relief is in store as we get into Sunday afternoon. I'll show you that coming up. But this morning, it is a really beautiful start to the day. We've issued a Denver 7 weather action day for the heat we're expecting. A few storms may pop up into the mountains, a better possibility for tomorrow afternoon and evening, and we return to the 80s for highs on Sunday. Right now, very mild. We're at 70 degrees. If you're doing any outdoor activities, exercise, best to do so early this morning, where we're in the 60s and 70s right now over Fort Collins, Greeley, and Denver, with upper 30s in Leadville, 50s into many of our mountain towns. You can see from our hourly planner, though, we'll heat up very quickly. By lunchtime, getting to the low 90s. The hottest point of the day right around 4 o'clock, where we are looking at a high of 100 degrees. I'll take you through the full future cast, where we're expecting those storms later on still to come.
All right, and if you're looking for an escape from the heat and you're headed up to the mountains this weekend, you're good to go. Your morning commute up there looking really good. This is at I-70 and Stanley Road in Idaho Springs. So again, if you hit the road early, you're looking good. Let's go ahead and go to the map. I do have one problem spot I want to tell you about right here in Central Park. This is Central Park Boulevard and Northfield Boulevard. Still working to learn exactly which lanes this is impacting, but if this is your neighborhood, just keep this on your radar as you're headed out the door. Westbound I-270 from I-70 to I-25, 7 minutes. Eastbound running is 7 minutes as well. So despite that little problem spot here in Central Park, your drive times are still looking good this morning.
Well, we are cringing at the heat, but scientists are actually excited about it.
Yeah, Denver 7's Christian Lopez is in Boulder this morning. And Christian, you'll be tagging along with some scientists today who are going around mapping this heat. Why are they doing that?
Yeah, exactly, guys. We're here with two of the volunteers who are about to take off on that route this morning. So we have Sandy and Zoe out here, and this is the device that they're going to be using for that heat mapping. So we're going to ask them a few questions about how this all works. All right, so you guys are about to head out. So can you talk about what you guys are going to be doing?
Yes, we're going to be gathering data about heat at the urban level, at the street level, throughout neighborhoods in Boulder.
And why is this so important?
It's really important because there isn't any other place where this data is really gathered on a street level, and it's all about trying to figure out where those areas of our urban heat island effect are and how those affect people and health.
And you're trying to see exactly where this dry and hot temperature, where it impacts the most, right?
Correct, yes, exactly.
And how does this device work?
We will be driving what's called a traverse or a route. It's about 30 minutes at a slow speed through a certain set route in Boulder, and this will gather the information as we drive through the neighborhoods, and it's wirelessly connected to NOAA satellites. So.
And how long are you going to be driving out there for?
Probably only about 30 minutes our route is. I think each route is between 30 minutes and an hour long.
Perfect. That's awesome. And so you said that it takes about 6 to 8 weeks to get all that data collected, right?
That's correct. NOAA tells us they will be crunching all the numbers from all the different routes. There's 7 different routes at 3 separate hours throughout today. So.
Well, thank you guys so much. And I know that there are going to be dozens of volunteers participating in this today. We're going to continue bringing you guys updates throughout our newscast. I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Christian. And a reminder, you can stay up to date on the forecast anytime with our Denver 7 weather stream on the Denver 7 Plus app, which you can download to your streaming device for free.
You are taking a live look at Capitol Hill. The committee investigating the attack on the Capitol is pausing the public hearings for the rest of the summer. They'll resume in September, just in time for the final stretch of the midterm election campaigns. The committee's chairman said the investigation will continue through the next couple of months as they continue to receive new information every day. Committee members plan to release a report on their findings sometime this fall. Homeland Security's Inspector General is opening a criminal investigation into the potentially deleted text messages from Secret Service agents. The House committee says the agency only provided a single text exchange from the time surrounding the riots. The deleted text may have violated federal records laws. And new this morning, we're hearing from a Colorado man who was a former spokesperson for the far-right militia group, the Oath Keepers. Jason Van Tatenhove of Estes Park testified to the House committee last week on MSNBC's The 11th Hour with Stephanie Ruhle. He said the hearings are helping combat radical extremism and misinformation in our country.
I think what's happening with the hearings has actually been very beneficial. I mean, having the evidence so front and center that this was all just based on this house of cards made of lies. That hearing that repetition and seeing the proof and hearing from the people that know that the people around Trump, it really, I think, is making a difference.
Yeah, Van Tatenhove said he's been recognized in public since his testimony and that the reaction so far has been positive.
Well, former President Trump has fired back on last night's testimony. In a statement he released overnight, he called his former aide, Sarah Matthews, a liar and criticized his former Vice President, Mike Pence. Trump also denied he privately took responsibility for the riot. Last night, the committee showed never-before-seen video of the former president the day after the riot. Here it is. They played outtakes from a speech he recorded where he refused to say the rioters broke the law or that the 2020 election was over.
And if you broke the law, you can't say that. Okay, I'll do this. I'm going to do this. Let's go. But this election is now over. Congress has certified the results. I don't want to say the election's over.
Meanwhile, you can hear in another clip his daughter Ivanka in the background coaching him to say the election had been certified. We have a full recap of the other top moments from last night's hearing right now on our website, thedenverchannel.com. Doctors continue to monitor President Biden's health after he tested positive for COVID-19. The president's personal physician released a letter saying Biden is only experiencing mild symptoms, including a runny nose, fatigue, and occasional dry cough. The White House says they aren't sure where he caught it. He's resting, though, and taking the antiviral treatment Paxlovid and will stay isolated until Tuesday. A small group of protesters gathered at our state capitol last night calling for more accountability and transparency from the Denver Police Department. They want police to release body camera footage from the Lodo shooting over the weekend when 6 bystanders were hurt. Police have said they can't do that, though, until their investigation is complete. The group also called for restitution for the victims and the creation of a civilian council to review police actions. Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters turned herself in overnight and was then released on a new arrest warrant for violating the terms of a protection order. Peters sent an email pushing for a recount in her failed bid for Secretary of State, but she is banned from doing that since she was removed from an election official for allegedly tampering with voting equipment. Earlier this month, Peters also violated her bond by traveling out of state.
Well, you have a few hours left to get that Mega Millions ticket. The jackpot is now up to $660 million ahead of tonight's drawing. No one in Colorado has ever won the jackpot for Mega Millions. Katie, it's about time we get on that.
All right, get your tickets, friends. It is 6:10 and it's a weather action day based on the heat we're expecting this afternoon. It's mild and clear out right now, but by 10:30 already in the 80s, getting to around 90 degrees by lunchtime, high 90s to around 100 with a few isolated gusty storms. It'll be warm on Saturday as well ahead of some cooler weather. Micah, I'll take you through the forecast when we come back.
Oh, sounds good. All right, we're going to take a live look now from Air Tracker 7. That's at 6th and 20 and on I-25. Take a look at that beautiful shot. And guess what? Traffic is flowing smoothly. That's pretty much the case everywhere. I do want to let you know about an incident happening in Central Park, as well as what your drive looks like up to the mountains if you want to escape the heat. I'll have that for you coming up in just a few minutes.
It is back to school shopping season, and of course our budgets are tight with rising prices everywhere, so you might be tempted to try buy now, pay later offers. What experts want you to know before you use it, though. The internet, of course, is one of life's essential tools now. How many Coloradans are eligible for more affordable access?
And you might think your kids are impatient, but scientists at CU Boulder are putting that to the test. How they're using marshmallows and presents to test their willpower.